Blake Lively is busted in a new legal filing opposing her move for sanctions. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. There's no better example of the hypocrisy of this whole entire case than this opposition right here. Bravo again to Kevin Fritz, who has been doing a fantastic job at all this. Basically what this means is she's out there saying, Brian Freeman, Justice Lawyer, has been so mean to me, Judge. He's destroying my character and saying all these things. Not only should he be thrown off the case and not be Justice Lawyer, but I should get money for sanctions and they should pay for my legal fees. It's absolutely absurd. It's absolutely absurd. And so let's go through some of the best parts of this because his latest effort to curtail the opposing counsel, Freeman's speech, and chill his ability to effectively defend his clients, Blake Lively now seeks a laundry list of sanctions due to professional conduct. A lawyer has a right to indeed an obligation to defend his client, his or her client in the press. She insists, though, he was the architect of a smear campaign, blah, blah, blah. She goes off on this Rule 3.6. But there's one part I specifically want to go to. Miss Lively conveniently ignores her own counsel's very public campaign to savage defendant and their counsel in the public eye. Miss Lively similarly ignores that she was a highly divisive figure long before Mr. Freeman came on the scene. It ends with us set attract media attention while it was still in production. Public and media, we're going to get into this a little deeper, but they're like, girl, blissfully tone deaf to her own conduct, Miss Lively is not only unwilling to accept that her own celebrity and actions have generated the media frenzy she now complains of and the weight of negative publicity against her, she conveniently ignores that she and her counsel have been less shy about publicly bashing Mr. Freeman and the Wayfair defendants in the press. But she still seeks monetary sanctions, attorney's fees, reprimand, and revocation of Mr. Freeman's pro hac vice admission for statements primarily relating to whether Miss Lively would appear at a deposition and the falsity of her claims. So going to the next section here. Blissfully tone deaf. I absolutely love that little part of it there. Going to the next section. Miss Lively is a celebrity who, for whatever reason, has long been a magnet for media attention. During production of the popular film, well before the alleged smear campaign, rumors of discord on the set were swirling. By August 2024, roughly the time when the film was released, the rumor mill about troubles on set were already receiving significant media attention, and both sides had retained public relations consultants. Factually true. And there was a reason that was because of Blake's doing. Public scrutiny of Miss Lively's conduct accelerated after she urged her followers to defriend or unfollow Justin on social media, froze Baldoni at a marketing campaign for the film he produced, directed, and starred in, also started promoting her own brands. I digress. Also banished Mr. Baldoni and his family to the basement during the film's premiere. Miss Lively points to a chart showing an increase in negative publicity beginning in early 2004 August and spiking on the 9th, the day the It Ends With Us film was released, a natural point for a spike in public comment. She further fueled the already burning firestorm by leaking her CRD complaint to the New York Times in advance of the filing. That's a huge point. She made this about the press. The complaint contains sensationalized allegations of SA, misconduct on the set, as part of her very concerted efforts to shape the public narrative and sway potential jurors. Her and her counsel have routinely exploited the media to advance their version of the facts. Her efforts to influence public opinion through her counsel continue unabated. Nevertheless, she contends that Wayfair and Mr. Freeman's efforts to counter the hurricane of negative publicity are a smear campaign, which violates Rule 3.6. Then going to this next section here, I want to go to this next part. They go into a lot of how they intimidated Mr. Freeman, etc. But how Mr. Freeman intimidated her, and they go and list these 10 statements. Now these are 10 statements. He has said. You can pause and read them on air at your leisure. But documents don't lie. People do. I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of history here. That's literally one. Okay, that as if that's defamatory. It's probably going to take some legal actions that are beyond the bounds of decency, and we'll see if they can go. They were going to probably take some legal actions that were beyond the bounds of decency. We'll see if they can try to avoid a deposition. Again, what's bad about these? As you go through these, whatever. Maybe the Madison Square Garden thing was maybe a little bit of an overstep, but it was clearly a joke. And he said he wanted to do it for charity. This is false, harmful. They were she's going to appear in the deposition or not. Who knows? She's afraid of the truth. He reiterates that Megyn Kelly called her the B word, not him. Statement of people calling her arrogant. Ryan was arrogant, which he absolutely is. Anyway, they go through these 10 statements. Nothing in there really says like, well, yeah, this is awful and egregious. And where it gets even more interesting is the fact that here, Mr. Freeman's statements were made between 9 and 8 and 11 months before the scheduled trial date. The jury pool, which draws from the entire New York metropolitan area, dwarfs the exceedingly large jury pool in the case that she's mentioning. Indeed, the notion that the entire jury pool is somehow riveted to Miss Lively's claims and this spat between two actors is nonsensical. And as this notion that an impartial jury cannot be seated. He's 1,000% right. And I can't imagine, no matter how biased you think Judge Lyman is, he's going to agree with this as well. But Judge Lyman has admitted he has no idea who these people are. Not everyone knows who Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are. So it's all very absurd and crazy, that this idea. All right, so here's where it gets very interesting. He then quotes the case right here. As at the hearing on Liner Freeman motion to quash, the court recognized an attorney's right in a profile case to offer interpretation, opinion, or spin. Here's the judge literally saying, so if Blake's team leaves the court and gives a spin on what I've said or what you've said, what she said, that would be picked up. If Mr. Freeman, who was here and gave his spin, that would be picked up. Clients do have a right to have their attorneys speak to members of the press, particularly in a high-profile case, and give their interpretation. The public has an interest in that also. I wouldn't begrudge you speaking to members of the press, and I'm not going to begrudge Miss Garofalo doing that. So even he's admitting, yeah, this is not a big deal. So then what's so brilliant in Justin's team, where they really do bust her, they then go off and they list 16, we went through them all, 16 statements from Blake's lawyers and spokespersons for Blake, disseminating a barrage of negative statements, impugning, sorry, I can't say that word, Mr. Baldoni, Wayfair defendants, credibility, character, reputation, by alleging, among other things, that Justin lied about his longstanding commitment to women's rights and betrayed victims of SA. And then they go in and they you can pause, read these at your leisure as well. These are horrible. These all paint him as this abuser who is inappropriately touching her in the workplace. It was a video of them acting in a slow dance scene where they're touching and kissing. It's not like he worked at a bank. All of this reads as if he's some horrible guy who's trying to destroy the rights of victims, and he's a liar and abuser, ruining her, destroying her. How is this any different? How is this any friggin' different? It's not, and there's more of them. They did a fantastic job of find more statements than even they were able to find of Friedman's. They made efforts also to disseminate statements to alienate and sway potential jurors who might be among Taylor Swift's millions of fans. And then they go in here about how Taylor's team is now going to be affected, how they're going to get involved, et cetera, et cetera. Exploiting Taylor Swift's celebrity was the original plan here. Says who? This is all crazy. This is all proving that they are doing the same thing that they're alleging Freeman doing. I would argue it's worse. She conveniently fails to explain how these public statements differ from Mr. Freeman's. In fact, they're not. Like the statements Lively complains of, they challenge defendant's truthfulness, attack Mr. Baldoni's character by repeatedly stating that his work to protect women was a fraud, and in fact, he's a typical serial essayer, and defendants are bullies. Unlike Mr. Freeman's statements, those from Miss Lively's counsel barely conceal their intent to taint the pool, particularly the millions of fans who follow and support Taylor Swift. Mr. Freeman's statements, if Mr. Freeman's statements are sanctionable, so are those of Lively's counsel. Anyway, this is all, they go in, yada, yada. This is all the final thoughts. They don't differ. There's nothing here. This is wild that she thought that this was going to prove that she should deserve sanctions. But yet again, all this proves is that she's wasting the court's time. She's spending more money to drain Justin. She's putting bad press out there to paint him negatively. How is this not a smear campaign against Justin? That's what I want to know. But Justin's case was thrown out, and he wasn't able to get more evidence to prove this because, for whatever reasons, it makes no sense to me. Makes no sense why he wasn't able to at least get more discovery and attempt to find that evidence to prove it. But Lyman threw it out. And Justin's like, look, let's focus on this and let's beat this. Let's do that first. And I can start seeing that now. It allows them to have all their attention on one thing rather than be overextended. So in a way, perhaps this is a good thing because the more we see this, the more Blake gets exposed. It's true. Just like Isabella Ferrar, as we are now calling her, based on the chocolate. She just looks so bad in her filings. Leave her alone, please, people. But my God, Isabella, what were you doing? What were you thinking? This is how you come forward and label him a harasser? So what happened on set then? Did he do it or not? Why won't you tell us? Just tell us what happened. A court of law is requiring you to do it. You can't keep running. You were implied by Blake, not by Justin. If you're mad at her, mad at anybody, be mad at her. If you didn't want to be involved, say that. And call her out. How dare Blake Lively put you in this if you didn't really want to be a part of it? Call that out. That's awful. Have some damn morals and stand up for the right thing here. You're just so afraid of your career, but then you go and tank your career by siding with Blake here in the weirdest of ways. Make this make sense. This screams like, yet again, Blake's finger trips all over it. This power control of what they expect. And this is that. It is terrifying. Just like they're coming after us. So, going after Taylor Swift, that was egregious. That was harassing. But coming after me asking for money to try to help fight these millionaires? Oh, how dare I? Oh, how awful of me. I'm a grifter. I can't afford this. You nuts? Why should I have to pay for this? Why on earth would I give up anything to you? I'm a journalist. You have no right to do this. You are harassing me. But I'm the bad guy. I'm not a journalist. We will be responding, and thanks to your help, we can. But please keep supporting if you're able to. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, please support the Give, Send, Go whenever you can, because we need to get that keep going. Our lawyers are feverishly working on a response, so stay tuned. We got a lot more coming your way, whether you're watching live or anything. Make sure you're watching. You're also subscribed, so check that subscribe button, hit the bell for alerts, smash that thumbs up as well, and leave a comment down below. It all helps the engagement, and I appreciate you guys so much